How are we all? Horrible rainy day here in the UK. Don't know what it's like where you are, but it's not very good here. So I need to pull this down a little bit. I've got the camera the right way around today. Fantastic. Oh dear. Now, can you see everything? I might just go up a little bit because we're going to do a double page spread this morning. So it's seeing all your comments. Let's put the comments on. I can see you all now. Right, good morning. We've got Mo, we've got Barbara. Thank you, Barbara, for the lovely flowers. I was blown away this morning. What a fantastic surprise. Thank you. Morning, Ellen. Morning, Heather. Morning, Margaret. Morning, Jean. Morning, Helen. Morning, Julie. Morning, Chris. Oh, I can't keep up today. Morning, Katie. Morning, Kerry. Morning, Christine. Morning, Catherine. Margaret saying good morning to everyone. Right. Are we okay? Can we see everything? I've got everything round the right way today. That's a wonder, isn't it? Trying to get organised, which is great. I'm going to put my phone on because with the iPad, I've updated and you've got to keep pulling it down to see the comments. So I'm going to see if I can see them straight away on my phone. So I hope we're all keeping well. I can't believe the weeks are jogging along and we're still on lockdown. Oh, hang on, let me turn my volume off. Right, volume's off on the media. Yes, I can see you all now. So how are we all? Are we all okay? Morning, Rosie. I emailed you, Rosie, because I found a couple of older kits. So check your emails because I can post them out with your class kit at the end of the month. Morning, Jill. So, are we all ready to get started? You wanted another double page layout, so today we're going to do a double page layout, but with a difference. We're not going to do any gutting. No gutting, you'll be pleased to hear. So I'm breaking you in gently this morning, so no gutting. We're going to be doing straight flat on the page, so no pockets or anything as well. I'm just trying to move stuff out the way so I can fit it all in. So I'm going to do the pictures here of my dear dad. So this is my dad with Lauren, and my dad loves an ice cream. He's in a nursing home now, or a care home at the moment. So he's safe and well, and they're all COVID free, which is fantastic. So I can't visit him. But whenever Lauren and my dad get together, they're both ice cream freaks, and they've always got to have ice cream. And Lauren's always taking selfies with Grandad. So I thought I'd do these today. So the first thing I am going to do with my photographs, I'm going to move this out of the way. First thing I want to do is to ink the edges of my photograph. Jean says she's got no sound. Has anybody else not got any sound? Has anybody else not got any sound? Have you got it open on a big screen, Jean? If you tap the photo image and put it onto a big screen, you might get the sound. Has anybody else got a problem with sound? Yeah, Jean, open up the image so you see it big. So let me just show you. So open up your image on whatever you're watching on, so you've got a big screen, and then you should be able to hear it. And make sure you've got, obviously, your volume up on your device. Okay, so see if that works and let me know if that doesn't, Jean. But no one else is no, I think everyone's okay, Jean. So try that and let me know how that goes, but everyone else can hear. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm using my white opaque pigment ink. I've got the Harmony one here. Stampin' Up do one as well. And I'm just going to ink the edges of my photograph to give a little bit of detail. Now, you can do it with your sponge, which is great. And if you're going to do it with your sponge, you do have to do it a couple of times. Chris is saying, have you got your speakers on? I forgot to put mine on after the Zoom meeting this morning. Anyway, you can do it with your sponge. If you're going to do it with your sponge, you're going to need a couple of coats. So if you feel confident enough, go straight in with your actual ink pad, because you'll get more ink on. And when you're doing it, you'll think there's not a lot of ink going on, but when it dries, it works really well. So what I want to do is to ink my photographs just so they can be dry, and while we get a couple of other bits done. So Catherine messaged me last night and said, did the photographs have to be that correct size? And yes, they do. So your photographs need to be 4 inches across and 5 1/4 inches down. I know Catherine messaged because she wants to double mat, so she's cutting her photographs even smaller, because I'm only putting a single mat on. Okay, so, but yes, the measurements for your photographs with this are key. If you haven't got any photographs in your crafty stash at the moment, or you're waiting for stuff to come back from the printers, can I suggest you just get yourself some scraps of paper or scraps of card out your card box and cut yourself 3 photos to the size that I mentioned, which is 4 inches across and 5 1/4 down. Okay, so could you see already how you can just see that difference? If you're doing like old photo albums, like old pictures and stuff, this makes a normal picture, if you print it out in black and white and do this effect, it makes it look really old. Or if you print one of your photographs out in a sepia colour, same thing. So it's a great tip to try. Something I often use, especially if I'm not matting. I am matting photos today, but I just wanted to give this little effect on here because I think it works quite well. Okay, so that's my last one then done. So I'm hoping you're all doing your photographs. Give me a thumbs up. Just press me a thumbs up if you're doing your photographs, because I don't want to race ahead of you. So I'm using the Harmony Opaque. Okay, it takes just a little bit of time to dry. As I've also mentioned, Stampin' Up! Do one as well. Okay, and I think also Memento do. So if you haven't got one of those in your craft stash, if you're new, grab yourself one, because they're really useful ink pads to use. So we've inked our photographs. Right, thumbs up, everybody's with me. So we've inked those, so I'm going to just pop those to one side just to dry. I'm going to put them over here for a minute. Pop those over there. Bring my trimmer in. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is to trim my cardstock down so I've got it the right measurement, because I'm going to use this blue for my background today. It's a lovely blue. I don't know what the name of it is. I can't see any name on it. It's at my Coordinations Pastels pad. So I need to trim off these 2 bits to make that 12 inches. I need to go over just a little tad more because of that ring folder. So that's fine. So that's one. Pop that under there. And then I'll do the other one. Okay. What's Barbara saying? Barbara's saying, if I do double mount, do I cut my photos? Yes, Barbara, you do. So if you want to double mount your photographs, you need to cut them down. So the measurement is 3 3/4 across and 5 inches down. Okay, so that's what you'll need to do, because you can double mount them, and it would actually look quite good on this layout if you did. But I'm single mounting because I've inked. So I'll cut my strips off. So I've got my 2 pieces for my back all cut, and then while I've got my trimmer out, I'm going to cut my 3 photo mats. So your photo mats need to be 4 1/4. So right, if you're doing single photo mat, take the measurement I'm going to give you now. If you're going to do double photo mats, the measurement I'm going to give you now is going to be your last mat. Okay, so 4 1/4 inches. I've just noticed on the screen my left and right are different ways round. It's because I've got the camera facing down. Oh, so this is my left hand. So it's your right hand, but we'll be fine. I'm sure we'll be fine. Oh, I'll tell you, one day it'll be fine. I find filming with my video camera is so much easier. So much easier. Because everything's the right way round. But it'll be fine. So 1, 2. I could try flipping it, but I don't think my camera will flip while I'm actually filming. So I don't think that's going to work. So I've got 2 here. So the last one is 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2. So they're all 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So they're your 3 photo mats. Okay, ready to go. All right. So what I think I'm going to do next is to glue on my photographs. This might, having the camera around that way, might go a bit strange when I'm laying out the double layout. It might be quite interesting. We'll see what happens. Right, Carol says she missed the beginning, her friend called, so she's going to watch and do it later. That's absolutely fine, Carol, and that's the beauty about this. If you've missed out and you thought, oh, well, I didn't see the supply list on Monday Dawn, don't panic. If you go to my website and go to the scrapbooking section and look at Scrap Along with Dawn Week 2, you will find the supply list video there. And then once I've done this video live this morning, you will also see that video embedded on there. That's what I do afterwards. And I also pop it up to my YouTube channel. So it's lovely that you can join in with the chat, which is great. And sometimes it's quite nice to do that. I know there's a few ladies that do join in with the chat and then they craft along with me after. And I must say, here in the UK today, here in Nottingham, it is pouring with rain. So when it's raining out there and you can't get in your garden, what better thing to do than stick in your craft room and do some scrapbooking. So it's strange looking at myself on the screen because it looks like I'm left-handed. See, I thought it was all too good to be true, that it was round the right way. Never mind. Right, so they're my photographs, all beautifully matted. Okay, so they're all ready to go. So I'm going to pop those to one side. I'm going to pop, well, I'll leave my cardstock here for a minute. Okay, now, unfortunately, my left and my right are wrong for you today, so I'm hoping this layout will work out. But it's fine because it's all just a fact of measurements. Now, I told you to pick up either some double-sided paper or single-sided. I'm using double-sided here today, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to be doing strips across, incorporating our photograph, okay? So I've now got to choose what order to go in. So I'm thinking, because my dad, and I think Lauren's got her sunglasses on, I think I'm going to go for my glasses at the top. So I'm going to have that as my first strip. So decide what pattern paper you want for your first strip. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut at 2.5 inches. Okay. 2.5 inches. And what I'm going to probably do is, I'm wondering if I'm going to match this up. It's not quite going to match. Oh, that bit there does. Can I get away with that? I'm wondering whether I'm going to match up. Doesn't matter if it doesn't match up. I'm just being a bit fiddly with it. Doesn't have to. Have I got 5 there? Yes. I've got 5 there. Oh, so yes, I'm going to match up. I should have had my stripes around the other way as well. Have I got any more of that paper? I think I might have. This is me now being a bit, yes, I'm sure I have. I'm just rootling through my craft stash. As you do, I found it. Again, papers that I've had for ages. So yeah, I have got some more here, so I can, because I'd have preferred my stripes long. Might not have the stripy one, I might have to go wavy. Right, okay, leave me with it. Leave it with me, because I like my glasses, because they've got their sunglasses on, and my dad wears glasses. So, you cut a strip, which is 2.5 inches, and you're going to trim this one down to 11.5. Okay, so that's 11.5. I then want you to cut another strip of 2.5 inches. Now I said I was going to see if I could match this, didn't I? Which I'm going to. So bear with me while I just trim mine down. So again, we're going to do, I tell you what, that's quite good. I could probably take just that little red piece off. Sorry, crafters out there, ladies and gentlemen. It's me being a bit, look, just that bit. But anyway, so we're going to be trimming down again at 2.5 inches. Katie said you could put a post-it on with left and right, the right way around so you can see. Yes, I will do as we get closer, you will see. Okay. Karen says she hasn't seen the layout. Karen, I haven't shown you a layout. So you haven't missed anything. You didn't see the layout at the beginning because I didn't show one. That's the beauty of this Scrap Along with Dawn on a Wednesday morning, the new version. You don't see a layout. Okay, we just craft and all will come clear as we move along. So if you're not sure if you want to do the layout, watch the whole video and then you can go back and watch it and craft along with me if you do. So with my second strip, I'm going to pop it in the trimmer and I'm going to move along to 4 3/4 inches. So that piece is 2.5 by 4 3/4. Okay, and let me just double check, and then I need another piece that is going to be, let me just check a measurement. I should have done them different measurement, but there we go. It might all go terribly wrong. It's going to go terribly wrong. Have you all cut your strips? How many strips have you cut? Have you all cut strips? Give me thumbs up if we all cut 2 strips. I'm waiting for thumbs up first. Because we have. Right, have you got enough spare paper? Because I really do apologise, because I should have done 2 3/4 inches, not 2.5. So I do apologise. You ladies that are going to catch up later, you'll be fine. You cut 2. So have you got enough spare paper that you could recut the 2 that you've cut to 2 3/4 inches? Can you give me a little thumbs up if you can? Because I'd really like to get this round the right way, and I do apologise. So can we cut an extra 2? You're right, hang on, there's a few of you. Yep, Dawn says she can. Christine says no, she can't. Joe's watching. Heather says she's okay. Have you got enough of your pattern paper? What you're going to need now then is, if you've cut 2 strips, all you're going to need is an extra strip piece if you're going single-sided that is 5 inches by 12. So Heather says she's okay. Dawn says she's okay. Jean says she's okay. Julie says she's okay. Right, shall we start again? I do apologise, ladies. So I'm going to put my... Now I've got them all matching, I'm going to put those to one side. So I'll start again. With a strip, with glasses. Oh, dear. So, Karen says she's not sure. Heather says both sides. I have found another piece. Right, so you've all found another piece. So we've cut our background. We've matte and layered our photos. And we're going to go for it. What's... Jean says, sorry, she's wrong. What, you've not got any spare paper? What did you say further back? Let me just check, Jean, what you said. Yes. Jean, can you grab another sheet of, say, 6 by 12? No, Jean says, no, I haven't, Dawn. She hasn't. Well, you haven't gone wrong? Okay. So let's start again. I've got my paper. And we're going to measure... I need another piece. I don't think I've got another piece of glasses. Oh, no. That is going to be terrible. Actually, I can do it for the next row down. Right, I'm going to have to... I need to get another sheet of paper. Right. I can do it for my next layer down. I think, well, let's have this one. Let's have the knots at the top. Sorry, everybody out there. See, I told you like last week, I work better in the sun. I obviously don't work in rain. So, she hasn't dawned. Jean says, sorry, I'm wrong. I haven't dawned, no. Right. I'm just going to give you a minute just to go and grab from your craft stash, if you can, another sheet of paper or a half sheet of paper. Because the measurement you're going to need, sorry, is 2 3/4 inches. Can I write that down somewhere to show you? Let me find my post-it note. So the height of them all needs to be 2 3/4 inches. Is that okay? Does that make that a bit clearer? Right, Jean's got another piece. So we're all ready to start again, yes? Give me a quick thumbs up before I start cutting so we can all cut together. Yeah? Are we all okay? So sorry about that. I feel really bad about that. That's terrible, Dawn. That is really bad. Right. Not like me at all. Right. Are we ready then? Yes? We're all good. Fantastic. Ready to go. She'll use the other side of the paper. No problem. I'm sure in your crafty stash, you ladies got loads of paper. So the height or the width is 2 3/4 inches. Can you all see that? So in the ruler, 2 3/4 inches, cut 1. Okay. Then we're going to do it a quarter turn. Dawn says you need to come to Australia. We've only got... We can only work in the sun. I do. Perhaps I should come and visit. My mum's got a cousin in Australia. Perhaps I should visit. So I've done 2 3/4. Now we're going to do 11 1/2. So 2 3/4, 11 1/2. Okay. Now you're going to cut another strip. Now this is where I might go anal again. So my strips match. Yes, I'm just going to trim that off. Right, you don't need to do this. This is me just being me. If you've got generic paper, you're absolutely fine. By generic, I mean the fact the patterns all match. So you're going to go in again at 2 3/4 inches. Right, okay, so next strip, 2 3/4 inches. Okay, pop this piece to one side. And then this you're going to trim down to 4 3/4. and you're going to trim down to 2.5. That's where I got in a muddle. So I'm going to recap on those 3 pieces for you so everybody's got everything right. Karen said perhaps we could all go. Yeah, we could do a retreat in Australia. Wouldn't it be fantastic? So the 3 first pieces you've got, I'm going to take this slow. Okay, because this layout is all about measurements, so I'm going to take my time with you. You've got 2 3/4 inches, which is that measurement. You should have 11.5, 4 3/4, and 2.5. Are we all up with that? Give me a quick thumbs up if we're all up with that. And if you're not sure, I can repeat it. So just place a comment if you want it repeating before we move on to the next bit. I think we're all together, yes? Perfect. So now I'm just going to stack those together. And I'm going to pop those to one side. I'm just going to put those over there. And now I'm going to get this little scrap I had for glasses because I should have enough for this. Right. So we're going back in the trimmer again with your next bit of paper, and you're going to go 2 3/4 inches again. Okay, 2 3/4 inches. And you're going to cut this one by 11.5. I'm going to move that one out of the way. Just keep checking the comments to make sure you're with me. And then this one's not going to be quite 2 3/4. I got 2 3/4 on that. Oh, don't say I haven't. I'm just shy short, but I'll manage it. I'm gonna fiddle. So you're going to then do another strip at 2 3/4, and you're going to cut down 2.5. And I'm going to have to do a little jiggly bit. So don't worry about me, I'm fine. So you've got 2 pieces, 2 3/4, 11.5, 2.5. Yeah? Can't see any comments, so I think everybody's up with me. Yeah? So that's my second lot of cutting done. Going to move over this way a bit. Yeah? Now I'm going in with my third lot of cutting. Oh, now what shall I go with? Ooh. Yeah, we'll have this one. So, third piece. Again, 2 3/4 inches. Okay. Straight up. You're going to need 6 3/4 inches. Okay. And then you need another 6 3/4 inches, and I haven't got enough on here, so I'm going to have to cut another strip of 2 3/4 inches. And 6 3/4 inches. So you should have 2 pieces that are like that. 2 3/4 inches, 6 3/4 inches. Is everyone with me? Yeah? No comments? I think we're all there. Hold on, Dawn. Is this our second? Yes, this is my second piece of paper, Jean. So I'll just wait for Jean to catch up. So this is my second piece of paper. And I'm just going to find another piece because I can't have anchors and anchors. Because look, I've got anchors on the other side. So I'm just going to find another piece while we're all getting ourselves there. I think I might go... I'm wondering whether to go lots of birds. I think I might go lots of birds. Yeah, let's do that. Let's have seagulls. Right, okay. Right, how are we doing? Have we all got that last one? Yes, I can recap, Jean. No problem whatsoever. So let's start from the beginning. Let's put all these 3 down to start with. And this is the beauty about doing it live. If you've got any questions, please leave a comment and I can recap with you. So your first layer, 2 3/4 inches down. You've got 11.5 inches across. You've got 4 3/4 inches across. And you've got 2.5 inches across. So that's the first layer. Okay. I've confused you, Jean. Why have I confused you, Jean? Right, let's all recap and start from the beginning. Right. All rewind. Come with me. Your first lot of paper. 2 3/4 inches. 11.5, 4 3/4, and 2.5. That's your first layer, which was my knots. Second layer, 2 3/4 inches again, 11.5 inches, and 2.5 inches. That's your second layer. Yeah, are we all with it? Third layer, 2.5 inches again, and this is 6 3/4 inches and 6 3/4 inches, and you only had 2 on that layer. Okay, so give me a thumbs up if you're all with me there before we cut our last layer. Are we all there with that so far before we cut our last layer? Give me thumbs up or happy faces or laughing faces or oh my God. Is the bottom only 2.5? No, the bottom is not 2.5, Catherine. 2 3/4. We're going 2 3/4, 2 3/4, 2 3/4. Jean says she's given up, she's catching up later. Don't worry, Jean. Right, ladies, they are all 2 3/4. Each and every one. I'll give you a little sneak peek at what I'm aiming at. 2 3/4, 2 3/4, 2 3/4, 2 3/4. Everything is 2 3/4. Right, last layer. So that's my first layer, that's my second layer, and that's my third layer. So this is your fourth layer. I'm using a different sheet of paper, so don't take any notes of me. Okay, so this is your fourth sheet of paper. No, Christine, the third sheet is still 2 3/4. Everything is 2 3/4. So 2 3/4 again. This is the last layer. And we're going to do 11.5 again. Everything is 2 3/4 in height. And then we're going to do another one at 2 3/4. And this time you're going to trim that down to 6 3/4. Okay, so that's your fourth layer. One. If I can move my trimmer out of the way now, let me move my trimmer out of the way. So everything is 2 3/4. Can we see that? Can I get all that in shot? Everything is 2 3/4. Okay, so on your first layer you've got 11.5. Look at those colours, don't they go really nicely? Can you see all that? Have you got all that in? Yeah, have I got all that in for you? Right, so you've got everything, every width is 2 3/4. So you've got 11.5, you've got 4 3/4, and you've got 2.5. Now please bear in mind I'm round the other way to you, but it should not make any difference really. You can do the other way. Right, the next layer, 2 3/4 again. You've got 11.5, and you've got a 2.5. Okay, third layer, 2 3/4 again. You've got 6 3/4 and 6 3/4. Are you all with me? Last layer, you've got 2 3/4 again, 11.5 and 6 3/4. So this is what you should have it looking like. So I'm just going to lay my photos so you can see. And I'm going to leave that measurement there. So just lay yours out so yours is looking like this. Now bear in mind, this is my left hand. But it doesn't matter if it goes that way, really. It honestly will not matter. Mine's going this way, but it won't matter if it's going the other way. If that makes that clear. Does that make that clear, or is it as clear as mud? Give me an idea. Okay? Because I've got the camera around the wrong way, it's mirrored it. But it doesn't matter. When I start putting my letters on, it's going to totally go Pete Tong. We could have right fun and games once the letters go on. Anyway, so are we all at that stage now? Because do you know what we're going to do? Oh, Julie says, she's got 2 portrait, 1 landscape. Oh, no, Julie. You need to have, for this, you need to have all portrait and all the size I said. If you haven't, still do the layout, but don't add your photos. And you can sort out some photos and add them afterwards. That is the beauty of layouts like this. You can make things like this up ahead of time. Catherine says it works better with her photos. Dawn said it's all clear. Everyone else has gone quiet. Are we ready to start gluing down? Give me a thumbs up if we're ready to start gluing down. Yeah? So, I'm going to slide to one side and I'm going to start gluing. But can you see, as it's all laid out, you get a little gap. Can you see? Between each bit. I'm not going to measure it. I'm eyeballing. But can you see how you've got that gap, so you're seeing that background colour coming through? But before we stick down, personally, I think this needs a bit of an inky edge to make it stand out. But we're going to do inky edge and faux stitching. So I'm really going to make you work this morning. So, right, before you glue, Heather, start inking edges. So I've gone for, with my colours, torn lipstick. So Karen's thinking where she can get a pocket in. Now Karen, I've set you a bit of a challenge with this layout, haven't I? Because where would you put a pocket? Now, I'm inking my edges, but because this is going to join on with the next page, little top tip, I'm not putting any ink on this edge or this edge. Okay? Does that sound clear? Right, so I'm just going to ink my edges. So Karen, I've left you a conundrum now. How are you going to add a pocket to this page? I bet you'll do a little secret pocket. Another thing you could do, Karen, you know the class we did, May's class I did with you, where we did this secret slit where you put tags? You could do one of those on this page. That would work. So you could have lots of tags going in. But we've got our title to put in as well. So I'm inking my edges. Are we all inking edges? Because I'm going to ink before I glue. And then I'm going to do my faux stitching after. Because that's the bit that's going to take the longest. Okay. So for any of you out there that are watching because you got a bit lost along the way, this is a great time that you could catch up actually while we're inking and faux stitching. So if you wanted me to refirm the measurements, I can. I can stick some post-it notes on as well if you want while I'm doing this. Would you like me to do that? Jean, is anybody out there like me to do that? Because I've got, where did I put my post-it notes? Ooh, everything's sliding. I put a little pack of post-it notes somewhere really safe. Really, really safe. Where did they go? And I could put some little post-it notes on of the measurements for you. I had an envelope. My daughter gave me a lovely envelope of post-it notes. And I've lost them. Oh no. Ah, I found them. Right, shall I put some post-it notes with measurements for you? Will that make that clear? While I'm doing this, because you ladies that perhaps didn't get there, and while everybody else is inking, that means you can still join in. Does that help? Because you could take a screenshot of this as well, anybody. After the video's finished, you could do a screenshot of this. And then this one is, I hope I'm writing it big enough that you can see. Okay, I'm going to do those for now. So while I'm inking those edges, does that help anybody that wants to catch up? Where are we? Chris, it won't matter that they're back to front. All it will mean is you lay it the other way around and it still works. Honestly, I'm looking at it on the screen now and it still works. So just go with what you see. Go with what you see on the screen because it will still work. Honestly, trust me. And at the end of the day, you're not going to say, Chris, it's only a piece of paper. It's absolutely fine. So that's my first side with those measurements. Does me leaving those measurements on there help anybody? Or do I not bother on this other side? Give me a shout out. Has anybody wanted to catch up? Do I bother putting measurements on the other side or not? The numbers are back to front. I didn't think about that one. Oh, Katie, that's made my day. I never thought about that. I can't write back to front. I'm not that good. Oh, well. I'll tell you what. By the time lockdown's over, we'll have the camera situation sorted. I'm much better doing it on my Samsung phone. I'm trying to do it on my daughter's iPhone, because the camera's better. But I tell you what, I think I'm better off with my Samsung. My old phone. It works just as well. So, okay, I won't put any more measurements on. Oh, dear. Do you know what I'll do? No, I mean, oh yeah, the numbers I've written. Chris has said the same. Jean's trying to catch up. Perfect, Jean. Does it help, Jean, with me putting the numbers on? while I'm just inking and ironing up and gluing and things. Do you know what I'll do as well for some of you ladies, because I know some of you ladies like to watch first and then you like to do it along a pace that suits you, and that's the nice thing about me uploading the video to YouTube and over on my website. You can quite easily do that. What I'll do is I'll take a photograph like this with the numbers, with the post-it notes and all the pieces of paper. How about that? Because it is a nice layout. I like it. It's a nice simple layout. This layout works really well with men's papers and stuff, because it's not flowery, if you like. It's not got lots of flowers and embellishments, so I think it works really well for men's. Catherine's worked them all out on a pad. Well done, Catherine. Jules says she's taken a screenshot. Heather says she's liking this layout. Thank you, Heather. I like this layout. It's one I did years ago, and I must say I like this layout because these photographs must be, they've got to be 4 years old, but the original one I did of my niece, that must be 3 or 4 years old as well, I'm thinking, the photograph. So yes, it is. So while we're sticking down, I'm going to put the measurements over on here, because it sounds like some of you are you're screenshotting them, even though they're back to front. I'll tell you, if anything, on my lockdown scrap-alongs, we do have a laugh, don't we? Every day's so fun. I thought today this might be quite a quick, simple layout for you all, but I was wrong. But I'm not going anywhere. Well, I am later. I'm going to pick up my click and collect shop at lunchtime. And then I'll do a little FaceTime with my dad while he eats his lunch at the home, because I always have a FaceTime with Dad on a Wednesday lunchtime, which is nice. So once I've finished with all you ladies and gentlemen crafting, I'll have a quick chat to my Dad and tell him what I've been up to and show him my layout, which he likes. And then this one is 2 3/4 by 6 3/4, and these are all inches, by the way. You know me, being a scrapbooker, everything's inches. Right, so I'm ready to start gluing down now, and I'm going to leave my post-it notes. I know it looks a bit messy, but I'm going to leave them in situ at a moment while everyone's gathering their bits and catching up. Is that okay? Yeah? Yes, Katie, every strip is 2 3/4. Every strip is 2 3/4. And that is why when I gave you the photo measurements had to be that size. And it wouldn't work with landscape. Can you see? Okay. Alright, so I hope that works. So pattern paper 1 is 11.5. That's right, I'm reading Katie's message. Yes, Katie, that's correct. And that sounds like what Catherine's written down. So I'm just going to slide this one to one side, and I'm going to start gluing this one with the bigger panels on first. My bright pink post-it notes are putting my eyeballs off a little bit, but I hope they're okay for you. So what I'm going to do to start with is I'm just going to line them up where I want them. I'm not going to do my faux stitching yet, okay? I put a photo of my drawing on the Edwin Stowe group. Oh, that's a nice idea. So they can join in. So, okay. Are we liking what we see? So now I can start gluing down. So now I've got to find my glue. Right, so I've got my all-purpose for this, because that's going to give me that little bit of wiggle room. My dad will definitely like this layout today. He will, because that's one thing he does miss. Is he loves going for an ice cream with Lauren. Whenever I go down, because I don't live near my dad. My dad's in a care home, which is 4.5, 5 hour drive from me, because he lives down in Devon. So my sister lives close by, and she actually goes into the care home. She's their resident hairdresser, and she also does their activities. So today she's hairdressing. So that's why on a Wednesday, while Dad's having his lunch, my sister goes in with her phone and she gets him to FaceTime me and my two brothers. So we get to see Dad, which is lovely. And I tell you what, hats off to the care home. They've kept all the residents and the staff COVID-free. They were really hot on everything at the beginning. You know, now they could let relatives go into the garden to see some of their elderly relatives that are in the care home. It's only a small care home. There's only 22 residents. But all the families have said, no, you've kept everything COVID-free. They would rather wait a couple of more weeks than risk it, which I think is absolutely, I totally agree with that as well. So, you know, hats off to the care home. They've been brilliant. Can you see now how it's all coming together? It needed that ink in the edges. And I tell you what, once we've done the faux stitching as well, it's just going to make it pop. So I'm going to use big letters on mine for my title. But you don't have to. Again, choice is yours. Can you see how I'm just lining it up with that 1/4 of an inch gap? And the nice thing about using the Cal glue is you've got that slide. And when I'm putting my glue on, can you see I'm not going right up close to the edge? Because then when I put it on, if I put it on slightly the wrong place, I can wiggle it. And I'm not going to have glue spurting all out the sides. So can you see how it's all coming together just nicely? So, and I tell you what, I'm loving this pad we used at a retreat. Oh, how many years ago, ladies? Remind me. Years ago, those ladies that come on my retreat. Years and years ago. But I love them. And it works really well with this as a male layout, doesn't it? And please, please do share with me your finished layouts when you've done them on the Edwin Stowe Scrappers page, won't you? Please, please do. Jules said her mum passed away 3 years ago. Jules, my mum passed away 3 years ago as well. I'm sure it's 3 years ago, yes. But Dad's still hanging in there. He's doing really well. He's 89 next month, so I think he's doing absolutely marvellously. Now, I'm going to start off. This is how I'm going to line these up. Okay. I think I might go to... This is where I know Julie and Jean will be standing up. So what you need to do, can you see everything? I'm trying to think what hand I've got where. I think I can slide across this way a little bit. Yes, I can. Let me slide along this way a little bit. Right. Yeah, and everybody, I can still go over a little bit, I think, can't I? Is that easier? Can we see it all? Now, what you can do, if you're not quite sure about lining it up, you can use your ruler. Okay. So how are we all doing? Catherine says she's standing up as well. What you can do is line your ruler up like that. Okay, and then line them up. I'm just going to eyeball, but you can do that. And I might even do a bit of standing up, which I don't normally do I? So Julie and Jean, and Catherine's doing it small, and I might start doing a bit of standing up on this one, just so I can see it from above, as long as I don't get my my head in the way. That's the main thing. So I'm going on. So just lining this all up. Put my paper straight, Dawn, that might help. I've gone quiet. I'm concentrating. Can you tell? That's fine. I could have butt those two. I should have butted those two closer together. Too late to move it now, I think. It's gone down. Yeah, too late to move it. I could have butted these right up close together. But I think once it's in your book, you're not going to notice. Okay. This looks a simple layout, but actually because you're doing all your cutting, it does make it not hard, but a little bit testing, I should say. I'm going to slide that one across. Okay, so it might look simple, but actually with all the cutting, but I've worked out all the cutting for you. I have done this layout as well with, I'm trying to think, I did it for my husband and his brothers. And I think I did it as a double page, but I didn't do as many. I did 4 strips, but I didn't take them all across the page. Didn't fill the page, if you like. Okay. So we're going to bring that one in as well. So everybody's sticking down. Everyone's gone quiet. So I'm taking it you're all sticking down. Yeah, Dawn's standing up as well. So in Australia, Dawn's standing up. So it must be evening out there. Am I right in thinking, Dawn? Must be evening time. Oh, I hope you didn't see my head then. Okay, now those of you that are watching at the moment thinking you're going to do this after, you're learning from all our tips, which is good. But by having that red frame, I think that makes my photos stand out quite nicely as well. Okay. I did do this, I'm sure I did it for a club, Helen, a club layout one time, a sample that we do with the kits. I'll have to see if I can dig it out and take a picture of it and share with you all. Because it is a bit of fun. So my last piece now. Now what I wish I had have done is butted these up close and brought that all across. That would have been better. But I didn't, but it still works. Okay. And I think my colours are lovely. I'm liking the colours. Okay, I'm just going to bring my ruler in just to see how... This is the trouble when you card. I should have taped my card. Gave you that tip the other day, didn't I? Tape your card. Right, line that up. Line that up. Yeah, that's about right. Let me have a look at the top there. I'm gonna stand, so excuse me. Yep, that's fine. Right, I'm ready to start faux stitching now. I think all of you know. Yes, Dawn said in Australia it's 8:30 at night. Wow. I'm just going to start doing a bit of faux stitching before I add my title. So I'm just going to slide over. Now, I like the fact with this layout, you can do different types of faux stitching. And I'm going to twizzle. I'm just using a fine liner pen. So for the first one, I'm going to keep it quite simple and just lines. Okay. Faux stitching is one of those things, you either love it or you hate it. I think it has its place. And that's why I don't do it on every layout I do. But I think there are times when it's going to make it pop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to faux stitch one page. And then I'm going to show you against the other page that isn't faux stitched. And then you can make up your own minds. So I'm going to do 4 different types of faux stitching on here. So the first one is just your general faux stitching. I'm going to take these measurements away now as well. This bright fluorescent pink, it's not going very well with my eyes. Anyway, so, and don't worry if your faux stitching isn't bang on straight for everything. So that's my first one. I haven't gone along this edge because it's going to join on with the next page. So I'm going to keep all my sticky notes because I'll put them on and take a picture later. This one I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to do 2 hashes. Can you see that? So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 2 hashes. 1, 2, 3, 2 hashes. Oh. Now, can you see how that's looking just so different? And I think just by having that faux stitching on has made that stand out myself. Don't know what anybody else thinks. Jules says she hates faux stitching because she's not very good. You don't have to be good at it, Jules. The idea of it's hand stitching, isn't it? Hasn't got to be perfect. And the thing is, at the end of the day, we're not all perfect, me included. So if you look at my faux stitching, it's not bang on all the way around. So, are we all coping with lockdown still? I must admit, to me now it's become a way of life. I get my weekly visit to pick up my shopping, click and collect. I haven't been doing much exercise, though I must say I've been enjoying being out in the garden. That I'm loving. So I've got just normal straight, dash, 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 or dot, yes, dash, 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 slash, slash, that one. And then this one, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to do 2 dots. 1, 2, 3, 2 dots. And this is where you've got to concentrate. So if I stop talking, you'll know why. My tongue's not hanging out yet. Okay. Now you're going to have to see if I make a mistake with my 2 circles and my 3 dashes. Oh, nearly did. See, I told you I can't talk and do the 2 things at once. I think I can multitask, but that's what I tell my husband. No, my tongue isn't hanging out. Don't panic. And I'm going to look at your comments in a minute. So on this one, I am going to go up. Okay, so you can see the 3 different types. And it does make it pop along. So, okay. And then the last one, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to do 1 dot. 1, 2, 3, 1 dot. 1, 2, 3, 1 dot. And yes, I could have moved my dotted one up there. And this is where, if you're watching now, I'm going to do this later on. You can choose which way around you do it. But I think you will agree in a minute when I show you the other page, the faux stitching does just mount it or finish it off. You could do, now there's another thought, you could do doodle lines if you don't want to do faux stitching. So there you go, Jules, you could do doodle lines if you fancied it. That would work as well. Oh, I needed a dot there. See, I told you I wasn't concentrating. Oh, I need a dot there. And I'm going to put an extra dot there. So, I'm not going to do the other page because I can finish that off in a minute. So, can you see I've got... I'm going to keep these post-it notes because I'll post these all on and take a picture. Okay, so... And I'll put it on my Facebook page. And I will also put it over on my website post for this as well. So you can see... Okay, so you can see the difference, faux stitching versus not faux stitching. What are we thinking? I think the faux stitching does make it pop out. You could easily as well do doodle lines. Okay, so that would work as well, easily as well. Right, I'm going to pop my title on, I think, next. So I was going to die cut my title out of my big letters that I've got. And I don't know whether to call it ice cream or Grandad Small, because Lauren calls my dad Grandad Small because she's a lot taller than him, bless her. And I don't know whether I'm going to fit Grandad Small on there. I might not. Let me see. So I've got my big letters here for this, and I'm not sure. It might have to be ice cream. Ice cream fun. I might do ice cream fun, because my dad does love an ice cream. Or ice cream lover. No, that's not going to fit. I might put ice cream fun. I think I'm going to go with that. I keep changing my mind. I know. I know. Dawn says she's liking the faux stitching. Good. It does make a bit of a difference, doesn't it? So I'm going to need that one. I'm going to need that one. And I'm going to need that one. And I'm going to have that one. And I've got to thank, you're probably looking in my dies at the moment. This little top tip came from Catherine, who's watching. So thank you, Catherine. And what I've done, Catherine did this with some dies we had at the club. Or did you do it with some dies that, I can't remember. Was it dies we had at the club, or was it dies I was using one day and you'd done it? So what I've done is, these are my magnetic sheets, and all I've done is go on with a permanent marker and draw around them. So when I pop them back, I can see exactly which ones are missing. So it's a great top tip. So Catherine, who's watching, that was her idea. So I've done it on quite a few of my big dies that you can see where they're missing. Works really well for that. Ooh, my lamp's gone flying. So I'm just getting my die cutting machine. I'm just going to slide this one under here just while I die cut. So let me die cut some strips now. Let me see, how wide are these dies? Okay, so that's 2 1/4. Let's hope I've got enough red to get all this out. I should do. I was actually going to die cut through the paper and show you another tip, but we'll do that another day. I thought I confused you enough this morning. So I think we'll do that another day. Catherine did it with her own dies. You did, Catherine. She came into the club and she showed us, and I thought, what a great idea. So Catherine, thank you for that little top tip. I have done it on mine. Right, I'm going to tape mine down just with some repositionable tape so they don't slide together. I'm just using my little die cutting machine here for quickness and to save having a machine whirring away in the background for you all. I know I need to order a new folder. I have got to do that. It still works. Still works. But I do need to order a new folder. So. Now, who's using stickers and who's using dies? I thought I'd always used stickers the last few times. I would use my dies this time for a change. And I've lost my... Oh, there it is. See, that's going to give that nice little pop, isn't it? On there. So I'm going to put another 3 on here. Will I fit that one on? Do I think that one's going to fit on? Well, it might fit on round this way. I'm being very frugal with my paper. Let me go and get some more repositionable. I knew I had it here somewhere. Okay, so repositionable tape, because what happens is when you're die cutting, if your dies cross over in the machine, you can damage your dies. So you don't want to do that if you can help it. I'm just thinking if anybody new that's tuning in, I like to give as much information as I can. If you have any questions at all, please do ask. So, you know, this is always a good time to ask, because if I don't know, there's plenty of very good crafters on here now that can help out as well. Heather says she's using dies. That's good. Are you using your big dies like this, Heather? I bet you are. I bet Catherine's using big dies like this. So Catherine's got a new grandson, and Carol, if you're tuning in still, have you got any news to tell us, Carol? I think she knows what I mean, but I'm not going to say it. I'm going to see if she can tell me. Because I shared a few messages with Carol yesterday, and I'm hoping she's got some good news. Jean, do you know? If not, I think Carol might be still with us. Because hopefully she became a grandma again yesterday. So I'm hoping so, because it's nice to have some good news. Do you not think? I've lost a letter. Oh no, it's here. My dad will laugh at this layout. He will. I can just see him. He will. He'll think it's fun, and he'll say, I miss my ice cream. But you never know, Dad. Get out of lockdown, and I'll perhaps take you down the seafront, and we'll have one when we can all get out. I said to my sister they ought to arrange to have an ice cream van go up to the residential home, so they could all have an ice cream. Because I bet there's loads of ice cream people, because they live near Timoth, Shaldon, down in Devon, and they're literally 10 minutes drive to the sea. My sister's new house actually overlooks the sea. She's just moved house to a lovely apartment. She says since they've moved in, it's like being on holiday every day. So she's absolutely loving it. Now that really pops. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Carol said, oh, Carol, congratulations. Carol has got a new grandson yesterday, and he's called Jude Andrew Peter. And he weighed 8.13. I tell you what, that's the same weight as my Callum when he was born. Oh, congratulations, Carol. Oh, I've got to send some hearts. Oh, Carol, that's brilliant news. Brilliant news. Oh, that's fantastic. Jean says she's using dies, but they're smaller. Jean said she did know, but she was waiting for Carol to tell me. Oh, Jean, you're so nice. Carol and Jean are sisters. And I know their other sister, the name's escaped me. She often tunes in from Italy, doesn't she? Just to watch and join in as well. Oh, that's fantastic news. Julie says she needs to get some alphabet big dies, font ones like these. Yes, you do. They are very useful. They are brilliant. Oh, Carol, that's made my day. Oh, fantastic. Oh, it's nice to have some brilliant news and a bit of love across the world. We need some good times happening in the world at the moment, definitely. So I'm going to pop my dies on. I know I haven't faux stitched my other side yet, but I was conscious of time and didn't want you necessarily sitting watching me do all the faux stitching. So I just thought I'd get this all on, and I think I might have time just to finish that. Also, Carol, are we going to have lots of new baby pictures to scrapbook? Oh, that might work quite well with something I've got in mind for the retreat this year. I've just had a sample paper pack in, so that I think is going to work so well for a lot of people. Joan, that's right, Jean, it's Joan. So Jean and Carol's sister Joan, she tunes in from Italy, am I right in thinking? She joins in because she does craft, but she likes to join in with the chat, and she catches up and she sees what Carol and Jean are up to. So I think that is lovely. I think that's fantastic. And this is what it's all about. You don't necessarily have to be a crafter to join in with all my silly natter, eh? It's just nice to hear someone, talk to someone. I've just looked at my iPad screen and the words are all back to front. Oh dear. Next week, I think I'm going to go back to using my old phone. I think I've got to. But you know what? This layout is going to work the same either way. It doesn't matter if your photos are going that way or your photos are going that way. The fact is they're diagonal across your page and it will work beautifully. Oh dear, I have got a laugh. What's the time? It's gone on a little bit longer than I thought this morning. So I might just have to finish my bit of faux stitching off while I'm talking to you. Let me see if I can get it done quickly, because I'll have to be ready for when my dad does his call. So, are we all getting there? Have you enjoyed this layout, ladies? Give me an idea, ladies and gentlemen, because we might have David and a couple of gentlemen joining as well. Plus the fact when this goes over on YouTube, I don't like to be too generic, because I know I have a lot of male crafters that follow as well. You have enjoyed it. It does look quite a simple layout, but it is all down to the measurements. It's totally down to the measurements. And I know a lot of you don't like doing the full measurements, and I do understand that. Carol is saying thank you, ladies, for all the love you're sending. So that is nice to know. I'm going to see if I can quick whiz and finish off my last few bits of faux stitching. So, is there any other comments about today's layout? I think next week we'll do a single page layout, shall we? And we won't go too intense next week. What are we thinking? Do you think that's a good idea? You ladies are all very welcome. And thank you all for joining me. And I must just do a big shout out to Barbara and Michelle to thank them for my lovely flowers that arrived this morning. I was so surprised. I thought you come to the wrong house. I was really surprised, and they smell amazing. They are just beautiful, and thank you so much. That's so thoughtful of you both. I have sent you messages. And I did put a little video over on my my Facebook page just to share with you all. They were beautiful. So thank you so much. So kind. You know, it's all about sharing while we're on lockdown, isn't it? And that's what it's all about. So just excuse me. I'm just carrying on. I'm trying to talk to you all, see my messages, and do my little bit of twiddly faux stitching. So this side might totally go Pete Tong, as they say. Right, now we're doing okay. So what I've done here at the top is I haven't done these two ends because that joins. And I haven't done that side, but I've done that side. But you'll see it all on the... you'll see it all on the photograph that I'll share over on my Facebook page. And I will take a quick picture and put on with the sticky notes with the measurements as well. So if you haven't joined in now and you're going to join in after class, you can recap on those measurements. Okay, so it has been fun yet again, I think it's safe to say. Oh, you're all so very kind. Oh, Heather says she's going to faux stitch her title as well. Right, Ellen says she's got a conundrum with a title. Any ideas for her title for a page? It's of her son's proposal and engagement. Oh. Well, why don't you just call it the proposal Ellen? Or is that too long and not going to fit in with the dies or anything you're using? I think the proposal sounds quite nice. Has anybody else got any other ideas? So Ellen's got the layout of her son proposing and the engagement, and she needs a title. Anybody else got any other ideas? Heather, that's a nice one. Will you marry me? There you go, Ellen. There's 2. Oh, I meant to have done a dot then. Okay. Katie says she's looking forward to doing these the next couple of days. That's absolutely fine. And this is the beauty of it. You can watch now, join in with the banter, because we do have a bit of banter. And join in at a pace that suits you. I'm on my last bit of faux stitching, so I'm just going to finish it off. And then I will sign off to you ladies. Are you all up for doing a scrap along with Dawn next week at the same time, 10:30? Let me know. And did you find the video that I put out on Monday for the supplies handy? Oh, thank you. It's all right. Hubby's just come in with a cup of coffee for me. So it's coffee time. So the videos were fine, yes? Oh, Heather says I do. That's another title. Catherine says she needs to think of a title. Oh, Ellen says she's liking Will You Marry Me? That is a nice one. So, Ellen, see, you're all sorted. See, that's why you need to come on here. We can bash out ideas, no trouble. I must say, sometimes it is thinking of the titles that is the hardest bit. I don't know about you ladies and gentlemen, whether you find that as well. That is the hard. Look, I'm on the last bit. The last bit. Sorry, it's been a bit of a longer scrap along live this morning, but thank you all for sticking with me. Oh, done. So let me pop that down there to share with you. So I think we're okay. Yes, everybody's happy. Everybody's okay for next week. And what I will do quickly is I'm going to pop this one down. This is the one that I created a few years ago now, because my niece is now 6. I think she was about 2 in this. I'll show you this one as well. And this time I used big stamps on this one. This was samples for a club kit layout. So just showing again, different photos, different colour palette, how different it can. That's strange. You can't keep using different, Dawn. Use something else. Okay. It does. They are all going to look totally different because you're all going to have different photos and different papers. So that is a very pale girly one. But then I've done a really bright, colourful one. So isn't it amazing how they can all look? And I'm telling you what, I'm dying to see what you ladies and gentlemen do. So please, please do share them over on my Facebook page. If I'm a bit slow on moving them onto my main page and putting them in the album, please bear with me today, okay? Because I'm just going to have a little video call with my dad, and then I'll be going to get my click and collect shop, but I will get round to doing it. And I'm looking forward to joining Jenny's card. I'm doing a card class with Jenny tonight. So I'm going to be the pupil tonight, and Jenny's doing a card class. So I've got an evening of crafting as well. So I'm going to have a fantastic day. So thank you all for watching. Please, please stay safe. I'll see you all next week. I'll put a video on Monday of the supplies you'll need. We'll do a single page, I think, next week with a bit more detail. So I will put a video on with the supplies you're going to need. And then I will create an event, and I will see you Wednesday morning, 10:30, usual time, for a scrap along with Dawn. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to put some love across the screen for you all. Stay safe. And I will see you all next week. Thank you very much, everybody.